This is my objectively correct ranking of all the currently available nations in Genshin Impact. Warning: these are purely based on my personal opinion, how much I personally enjoy playing each nation, and my biased enjoyment of the combat, exploration, and gameplay of each area. This video is actually not based on objective truths or facts. Starting with my least favorite nation, we have Sumeru. Now don't get me wrong, I fucking adore the general aesthetics of this nation. Some of the characters from here are some of my favorite in the entire game, and I generally think this nation has some of the game's best music. But Sumeru is such a pain in the ass to explore, is way too big, and if I have to talk to one more fucking Aranara, I might actually torch the entire rainforest. Not to even mention what a slog it is to explore the desert. Next up we have Fontaine. Fontaine is low in the rankings for similar reasons as Sumeru. Too big, and as expected of the Hydro Nation, 70% of it is covered in water, which does not bode well for exploration. I loathe underwater combat with a passion. It's slow, clunky, generally makes me fall asleep at my keyboard. I love the steampunk aesthetics and the characters are goated. Nouvelette, my beloved. But unfortunately, Fontaine has too much slog to be considered for a higher ranking. Inazuma is next up on the chopping block, and for once I think this nation is appropriately sized for its Electrograna-based movement mechanics, making exploration slightly less of a chore for me. That being said, having to deal with boating between islands when you haven't unlocked teleportation waypoints is a pain in the ass. Mondstadt is next, and I think it's appropriately sized for its lack of movement mechanics in terms of exploration, and as such is not a chore to explore. Even if a lot of the environment is very similar and blends in together when 15 different fields of grass are put in the same base environment. Dragonspine's addition shakes things up a bit, but having to deal with the stress of freezing to death isn't exactly welcome for someone with several anxiety disorders. Liyue is next, and it fixes a lot of the problems Mondstadt has for me. It does well enough in making each area seem unique and varied in comparison to others, and early on in the game it was still appropriately sized for its lack of movement mechanics, something that subsequent Liyue area expansions has fixed with the jumping mechanic and spirit carps in the Chasm and Chanyu Vale respectively. Finally we have Natlan, and this nation is so much fun to explore, with its Saurians and Natlan characters being able to rely on phlogiston to make use of their various movement mechanics and skills. It's bright and colorful, and the whole nation has a community and party vibe that I really like. The NPCs are goofy as hell, the Saurians are adorable, and the whole nation is a pleasure to play around in and explore. But what do you think? How would you rank each nation based entirely on gameplay and exploration? Let me know down below.